Yu-Gi-Oh! 101 card review. Here to review a card coming in the TCG Booster Pack Number Hunters. That is coming July 12th, and coming in the OCG Booster Pack Collector's Pack Zexal version coming in August. What we're looking at here is Overlay Capture. It is a normal spell card. Description: target one Exceed monster your opponent controls that has an Exceed material and one Exceed monster you control. Detach all Exceed materials from your opponent's Exceed monster and attach to your Exceed monster. So this card is basically like an upgraded version of Space Cyclone. Now, for those who may not even know what that card is, because it's not being used at all, like literally, not being used. Um, what Space Cyclone is that it's a quick play spell card that detaches one Exceed material from your opponent's Exceed monster. Now, even though we're living in an Exceed dominant era of Yu-Gi-Oh right now, cards like that are pretty much only good for tech. And one of the main things with tech cards is that they don't get used much because you don't meet those situations in the majority of your duels. So when you have a card like that, it just gets put to the wayside. Like the highest I've seen Space Cyclone um, go for is for 48 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the highest price for that card right now. But this card right here is like an upgraded version of that. And you pretty much get to steal your opponent's Exceed monsters, Exceed materials, and you'll be able to attach them, saying like to your own, saying which is helpful. Now, I would say that this doesn't necessarily, well, one thing I will say is that this is more useful than Space Cyclone, of course. Um, is it raining again? I'm sorry. Yeah, the rain kind of distracted me, but you don't lose anything with the activation requirements because so like both cards, they require for you to have an Exceed monster on your opponent's side of the field with Exceed materials on it. So there's nothing lost there. But you being able to steal your opponent's Exceed materials and off of their Exceed monsters, and you'll be able to attach them to your own. I would say that right there is way more helpful than what Space Cyclone does. And like I said, this is just a beefed up version and an upgraded version of Space Cyclone. Um, and it's just much better. And I think this card has more of a chance to get used in duels than Space Cyclone. Um, of course, it's pretty much self-explanatory. You can only imagine the cards you can use this up against. Something like such as Wind Up Zen Mains, um, uh, um, Gotchi uh, Giant. I believe that's the name of that card. Uh, the Ale Swarms, of course. Um, yeah, like there's just a bunch of Exceed monsters you can use this up against. That because the one thing with Exceed monsters is that they are limited to how many times they can use their effects. And if you just take away their Exceed materials, then they won't be able to do anything, pretty much. So that's pretty much it. That's all that you can really, say like speak on when it comes to this card. So yeah, so link to this card is going to be in the description. You guys can check it out, and I'll see you guys for the next card review. Peace.